How gang violence destroyed America's smallest state, bro. This is crazy. The rookie goons, the nigglets, man, they'll destroy whatever.
The city green in New Haven, with its colonial churches, is surrounded by the central business area.
And where the Mars? Nigga scared, nigga. Back that shit up.
Connecticut is supposed to be the state where rich people hide from New York taxes and everyone pretends they're a Yale graduate. It's insurance companies, hedge funds, and white picket fences. But turns out, the state that only exists to pass through as you go to New York has trap zones that are some of the most violent in America. Over the last few decades, multiple Connecticut cities have basically become shooting galleries because gang violence got so out of control that federal prosecutors had to step in with RICO charges like they were going after the mob. Except they weren't. They were going after low-income gangbangers from Connecticut. According to data going back to the 1990s, Connecticut had over 60 street gangs operating statewide, with the Latin Kings and Los Solitos being the largest and most notorious. But these newer gangs took violence to another level entirely. Federal crackdowns over the years have been massive, with RICO charges treating these gangs like organized crime syndicates. But new gangs just keep posting up on different blocks within cities that just degrade year after year.
The State Inspector General has just released its initial report on a deadly officer-involved shooting in Hartford last week. That report says officers were looking for 21-year-old William Bowen on Homestead Avenue on Thursday after Bowen went on Instagram Live showing a gun. When police found Bowen, he ran, then ditched his backpack and was confronted by an officer who told him to drop his weapon. A detective then shot Bowen multiple times. He was pronounced dead shortly afterwards.
There have been a lot of shootings within Connecticut cities as of recently, but one of the most notorious involved a Hartford rapper known as Smirk, who out of anger went down his ops block on Homestead Avenue, got on Instagram Live, and flexed his switch on the camera.
Okay. What the fuck? That's a bitch. Fuck you talking about? Bro, them niggas scary. I'll blow on them. Where the Mari? Look. Fuck Juju, nigga. This my shit. What the fuck?
He passed by 3 undercover cops in an unmarked car who had been looking for him, leading to them pulling up on him before Smirk shot at them. The officers then shot and killed Smirk. This is some of Connecticut's worst trap stories. Let me start with Waterbury, because if there's one gang that really exemplifies how bad things got, it's the 960 gang. This crew started in the Long Hill housing projects around 2008, and by the time the feds rolled them up in 2021, they'd racked up at least 10 violent incidents in just 2 years. On October 31st, 2017, 4 members used a stolen car to do a drive-by shooting at the corner of Bank and Porter Streets, targeting members of a rival gang called ATM. They shot somebody, and investigators recovered 17 shell casings from 4 different firearms at the scene. 3 weeks later, on November 22nd, 2017, things got way worse. Zyquan.
Yeah, I bet y'all ain't know Connecticut was cracking like this. This is why I don't say nothing crazy. You can go to Wyoming, and it's going to be some damn cowboys up there that'll lasso you right up. You can go to Idaho, bro. Real shit. That's why I don't even really trip on when people be like, oh, I'm from here, I'm from there, man. That don't mean shit, boy. You ain't think Connecticut was lit like this?
McDaniel, Malik Bayon, and Tasha Love rolled up on Clarence Lewis and Antonio Santos, who were sitting in their car at a restaurant in Waterbury. They opened fire, and Lewis tried to speed away but crashed into a house at the intersection of Wolcott Street and Dallas Avenue. Both Lewis and Santos, barely in their 20s, were pronounced dead at the scene. Shell casings from the guns used matched the ones from the October shooting. McDaniel's DNA was found on a gun clip dropped at the restaurant and matched with DNA found in the car during the October 31st shooting. Then, on December 29, 2017, McDaniel shot the father of a rival gang member who was just taking out his trash in front of his house. The gang members were so brazen they videotaped themselves wearing masks at the scene minutes before the shooting. Like these absolute goofs got together and acted like they were making a music video for shooting someone's pops. Fast forward to 2018, and things got even messier. On September 21st, in retaliation for the murder of an associate, 960 gang members participated in drive-by shootings of occupied homes on Lounsbury Street and Scott Road. Then, on October 6th, they did another drive-by that left someone with gunshot wounds. 5 days later, on October 11th, during yet another drive-by aimed at rival gang members, they accidentally killed an innocent bystander named Francois Guzman, who was 30 years old and left another victim paralyzed. This is the kind of reckless violence that terrorizes entire neighborhoods, and they weren't done. On November 1st and November 18th, there were more shootings, with 2 people getting shot in that last one. All 16 members who got federally indicted have been convicted and sentenced. Zyquan McDaniel got life in prison plus a mandatory 10-year consecutive term, as did almost everyone else involved. Some of them got 30 plus years, but 30 years of prison in your 20s means you ain't gonna have many opportunities when you get out. And according to prosecutors, there's been a significant decrease in serious assaults and shots fired in Waterbury since they took down the gang. Now let's talk about Bridgeport, because this city had its own gang war that was equally out of control. The East End gang and their rivals turned sections of the city into a literal battlefield. The East End crew, which started as a local street gang in the East End of Bridgeport, expanded their operations and went on an absolute rampage starting around 2017 to 2018. Eric Hayes, who went by Heavyweight Champ and was basically the de facto leader for a time, shot and killed Gerald Gatewood on March 5th, 2019. Gatewood was a member of a rival gang called the Terrace, but Hayes wasn't done. He also helped coordinate the attempted murder of a member of the One Gang. On September 15, 2019, East End member Trayvon Wright shot Marcus Israel, also known as Garf or G-Baby, 12 times inside a restaurant in Bridgeport's East End. Israel, who was a member and associate of the One Gang, survived the shooting, and when Hayes got arrested later that month, he was found with a loaded .45 caliber handgun. Forensic analysis connected that firearm to shell casings recovered from the restaurant after the shooting. This goofy literally had the gun on him. He never even tried to get rid of it. And the violence kept escalating. On January 30th, 2018, East End member Keyshawn Donald shot and killed Eric Hurd, also
Like they said, you see how goofy these dudes are, bro? He had the same gun on him when he got arrested. Oh my, this is insane, bro. I swear, if you would have told me this was going to be the present when we was just in the past, stop playing with me, man. You couldn't have told me this was going to be it. Where the police don't have to work
a member and associate of
like
the
they
GHB
used to.
Then on July 12, 2019, Trayvon Jones and another East End member, Tyrone Moore, shot and killed Sean Warren, also known as Cujo, a member and associate of the One Gang. In January 2020, East End gang members shot and killed Myreke Kenyon and shot and attempted to kill DeAndre Brown, both members of the GHB gang. An old man at the housing project behind where the shooting took place attempted to help the victims, leading to one of the shooters punching him to the ground. The very next day, in retaliation, GHB and One members attempted to kill East End gang members in a brazen afternoon shooting in front of a state courthouse on Golden Hill Street in Bridgeport. 4 victims were shot while sitting inside a car in broad daylight. Hayes ended up getting more than 13 years in federal prison. The One Gang, or original North End, based in the Trumbull Gardens area, wasn't any better. These guys robbed drug dealers, customers, and others, sold narcotics and stole cars from inside and outside Connecticut, often using those stolen vehicles to commit more crimes. In August 2018, one member stole a Jeep Grand Cherokee in Newburgh, New York, and drove it back to Bridgeport. On August 13th, Lorenzo Carter and other members drove that stolen Jeep to Stratford and Union Avenues, where they shot and killed Len Smith, a 25-year-old who they mistook for a rival East End member. Smith's female companion was also shot and seriously wounded. After the murder, they transported the Jeep to Indian Well State Park in Shelton and burned it to destroy evidence. Carter got 40 years in federal prison for that. Another One member, Amir Newsom, got 15 years. By the time the dust settled, approximately 47 members and associates of multiple Bridgeport-based gangs had been convicted of federal offenses. The investigation solved 8 murders and about 20 attempted murders, which is wild in a city of just 145,000 people. Hartford, another once nice New England city, has become a gang hotspot as well. The Hoodstar G's gang, which formed around 2010 and operated between Capon, Westland, Enfield, and Main Streets, became so violent that they got hit with a 15-count RICO indictment in January 2025. This gang trafficked drugs to Vermont, moved guns from Vermont to Connecticut, used stolen vehicles to commit crimes, then burned them, and recorded rap music to promote their gang activities. In 2021, members shot and killed a 16-year-old rival gang member named Jamari Preston. On the same day, they killed a 3-year-old boy, a 3-year-old. The Hoodstar G's are charged with 6 murders total, including Kendall Fair, Brian Evans, Devontae Gardner, and Manuel Rodriguez. Several of the victims were killed in street shootouts, while Rodriguez was an innocent man killed in a fit of road rage by a Hoodstar member. 7 members got hit with federal charges, including Angel Rivera, Raquan Knight, a fent dealer who led police on a 120-mile-per-hour chase, Paul Downer, Mackay Thompson, a parolee on the run who shot Rodriguez to death, and several others amounting to 6 men total, and even more arrested in other busts. A community activist in Hartford named Cornell Lewis put it perfectly. Quote, "There's a war going on, and it's not just 2 normal neighborhood gangs.
Good evening to you. Now, New Haven police say that this alleged gang has been around here since the early 2000s, and they call themselves Exit 8. Now, police say that they're one of the most dangerous groups in the area, and they do hope this indictment sends them a message.
I and my law enforcement partners behind me would rather not be here today.
Local, state, and federal law enforcement officials announcing a major bust where they've arrested and charged 6 members of an alleged gang.
Gun violence will not be tolerated.
New Haven is having its own crisis right now with the Exit 8 gang, named after Exit 8 off Interstate 91. Since June 2018, this gang committed at least 3 murders and 16 attempted murders. The younger members started calling
I
themselves...
swear, bro, who knew it was this turned up in New Haven, Connecticut, Waterbury, and all these, like, yo, that's crazy. It's lit up there, boy.
Honcho, after one of their members got murdered
They
on
crazy
Quinnipiac
up there,
Avenue
too.
in
God
February
damn.
2020. Ty
Rookie
John
goons
Preston,
everywhere.
who went by TJ, got 22 years for his role in 2 murders and additional shootings. Antoine Hill, known as Bands, got more than 17 years for participating in multiple shootings.
And what's crazy is they just handing these boys out football number jerseys, like real shit, football jersey numbers. Like, yo, 35 years, boy, 34 years, Bo Jackson, 20, Barry Sanders, 80, Jerry Rice. Boy, they giving these niggas wide receiver numbers and linebackers 52 years. Ray Lewis. Oh, they might as well just start calling out jersey numbers. We found you guilty and we sentence you to Ray Lewis. Bang. Your Honor, what's that? You know what Ray Lewis' jersey number is? 52 years? Yeah. Bang. Your Honor, we sentence you to 0. We send you to Gilbert Arenas. I think that was him or Westbrook. We send you to Westbrook. Your Honor, what's that? That's life. It's just 0. What do you mean? 0. Yeah, that's it, boy. What do you mean? Eh? Yeah, so that's crazy, boy. Start giving these boys straight football jersey numbers. Hit him with a straight 36. You get a Jerome Bettis, and we send you to Jerome Bettis. Pound. What's that? Yeah, that's 36. Stupid
that
boy.
resulted in 2 deaths. Between April and May 2021, Hill was involved in shootings where rivals got shot in the leg, and torso, and one victim got shot in the back. Then on July 5th, 2021, Hill actually shot a rival to death. Donald Alec Jr., also known as D. Nice, got 20 years after he and others shot Kenneth Cloud, who was sitting on the porch of an Atwater Street residence in September 2022. Cloud was paralyzed as a result of the shooting and died approximately 3 months later. They found 43 shell casings at the scene. 19 had been fired from a handgun later found in Alec's vehicle, and 24 had been fired from a handgun later found inside Alec's residence. They legit kept the guns they used in a murder in their own homes. The Exit 8 gang would steal vehicles from other states. They grabbed an SUV from Scarsdale, New York in January 2023, then used it the same day to commit a drive-by shooting where they shot someone in the head. The victim survived, but barely. Devin Suggs, known as JB, participated in 5 shootings between April 2021 and January 2023 and got 14 years. Nizair Barnes, known as Melo, who was only 19, got more than 10 years for his role in gang shootings. What makes all of this even more wild is that Connecticut isn't supposed to be like this. This is supposed to be preppy New England with trust fund kids, good schools, and low crime. But what happened is what happens in a lot of places. Housing projects became breeding grounds for gangs. Those gangs got into drug dealing and territorial disputes, and things spiraled into full-blown warfare. The violence wasn't contained to the hoods either. With how small Connecticut is, and with its proximity to New York City, all the few cities within the state have become grimy crime capitals.
That's why. Okay. So that's why. So, man, go over, like, comment, subscribe to Crimeology, the study of crime. Salute to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Got a great channel. You know what I'm saying? Doing your thing over there, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Hype up the video as well, man. You know what I'm saying? Get into it, bro. That's crazy. But, yeah, this is crazy right here. Like I said, I ain't no Connecticut. I don't really take no place, like, really light. You know what I'm saying? There's humans and rookie goons and nigglets in every, you know what I'm saying, town all over the United States. You know what I'm saying? But this one right here, boy, New Haven. Waterbury and all them, boy, I ain't know they was getting it slapping, papping like that. Golly. Like, comment, and subscribe for daily uploads. And until further, yeah.